Oh, perfect.
Okay, why am I still hearing the welcome noise though?
I don't know, but you got to leave the dialogue box where this is. I'm like the masked man or something in the show. It's like, look, my eyebrows, Mike. If you get back, I can really articulate with my eyebrows. if I like a track and I think you're doing great, don't do that. Put it back. I feel like there it is. If I touch 2 times means yes.
That's how you're gonna communicate.
Yeah, it's how I'm communicating on the show visually. I'm gonna be a fucking mute. Oh.
Now, if people just stop typing in the chat, then maybe. Oh no, we won't be able to see you.
What up? What up?
A good start. Hello, welcome to the Fowler Production Feedback live stream, special edition from Toronto with JELO here hiding underneath of the chat box.
Not anymore, you took it away.
I know. Josh requested this higher angle, and now I feel like I have to really exercise my neck to look up at the camera, but that's fine.
Well, it's better than doing the hunch thing, right? And you're looking like you're about, maybe we're about to do stuff. Like if I was going like this to you, I'm just saying, if I made that gesture, what would you think was about to happen?
I don't know. Maybe you're looking for a pencil that I dropped. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, a pencil?
More like 10 pencils.
Oh, see, you're going to give me the baby's arm holding an apple joke, aren't you?
I was going for it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Your fringe is doing mad things, Nick. I don't know what that means. Is a fringe? What's a fringe? I don't know.
I have. Well, with Fowler and as a remix.
Right, yeah. Josh had...
Sorry, the Monster Cat question.
Yeah. Oh, bangs. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is indeed a show about listening to music, so we're going to do that. But first... Josh has the sponsor for today's show. So
Today's show is sponsored by PAX.
Professional.
They are the makers of dynamite puff bars.
Puff bars.
That get you excited. Here in Canada, it's legal to have this style of puff bar, which is filled with cannabis. This particular cartridge is Pineapple Express. And I'll be expressing myself in a moment.
And we would like to thank PAX for supplying that to us at full price. Okay, hopping over to FL Studio. This is actually OBS, but now we're over at FL Studio. And how are we going to... Oh, I don't have 2 monitors. How are we going to watch the chat? I'll have to pull it up. Hold on. This is the one thing I didn't think of. Manage live dashboard. Okay, here we go. So this will be the chat.
Oh.
I think. Yes. 0 out of 10 could have eaten pineapple. Don't know what that's referring to, but that's fine.
Are you saying pineapple because... Oh, wait. But it could either be the blowjob joke that we made when we first started streaming, or it was a reference to the Pineapple Express cartridge.
Oh, okay. Got it out.
Thanks for joining the chat. This is Fowler.
Hello. All right. So the first one, actually... I have a newer version of this.
Peanut butter stuck in the backs of my teeth right now.
That is unfortunate.
It's giving me something to do while you're searching through your hard drive.
Where is it? Going through my tuning folders. Ah, there it was. It was the one that looked funny. This one. This is the newer version. Okay, so the first one is a Pegboard Nerds remix or something. I'm not quite sure, but I believe.
What? They've sent a track for submission?
No. This is somebody remixing Pegboard.
Okay, they've done a remix of a remix.
No, I don't know. Let's have a listen.
Okay.
It just said Pegboard Nerds rework, whatever that means. So this is it. Can you hear that? Can you hear it? Okay. Okay, wait. He's saying, why is it pitched weirdly? It's not pitched weirdly in... Okay, let me pull something that I know in and see if there's something up with... I had to do some friggy stuff.
Is it not supposed to be at that BPM?
I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Let's just drop... I don't know. It's pitched up. Okay, let me have a listen. Oh no, you're right. Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, yeah, this is weird. Okay, this is like a audio driver thing. I was enjoying it at that speed.
I was having a good time too.
How am I gonna fix this? So I'm going to voice meter. We're basically doing this because we don't have a headphone splitter. This is causing issues. Let me think. Voice meter. Let's try this. I'm gonna save it. We're gonna save it. If you could see what we have going on here. Okay, I'm gonna save this, close it. We're going to reopen and see if that solves things.
Are we on your Twitch right now? Where are we?
Twitch, yeah.
And what is your Twitch?
Fowler Official.
Okay. I should know that.
You do now. Okay, let's try
Knowing is
this.
part of the
Although
battle.
I did just see something about the sample rate. Uh-oh. I don't like this. Virtual ACO. It doesn't like the sample rate. Okay. Let's try 48. It should be 174, yes. Okay, that sounds proper. I think we might be onto something. Why would it want it to be 48? Yes, that feels right to me. Sorry for the mix-up. I think we should be good now. Also, crank the volume up. Okay, I will do that in the mixer. Thank you. Sorry, this is a temporary setup here. Does that sound right? That sounds a lot slower, right?
Much slower.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good.
Okay, so my first thought is, I don't know what the original is. I don't know, so I can't. I'm not like I'm familiar.
Yeah, I mean,
What was taken, what was not taken. Like I'm not trying to sound like an asshole here, but like for example, like if this was someone's track and someone put a siren over it and called it
a remix. Yeah.
right, I'd be like disappointed. So I'm gonna move past that because now that's maybe is that known as a backhanded compliment. I feel like it sounds really good. Like whatever's happening, like it feels like whatever amplitude and the output that's hitting me in my headphones right now. I'm like, this sounds good. It sounds like the bass is in the right place. Mids are doing what it's supposed to be doing. Highs are doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
The arrangement of the song I feel is pretty strong. It's not too long. All the different bars coming together. I feel like there's a progress to it. The loops are evolving.
Right.
Some good effect stuff that's happening. The breakdown even I like that too. So I mean,
I think it's missing. I think it's missing like almost like a rap vocal or something hook leading up to the drop. Like it right here. Like I don't know. I just feel like I could have like some sort of like a vocal hook or something. I was kind of waiting for something to give me. He said there's no original, so I guess this is all him. So there is. I think he started it off as a Pegboard Nerds remix.
Okay.
And then he just took out all the Pegboard.
So he took out all. So this is a fully original track.
Yeah, used to be for a remix, but I lost, so I stripped the stems and reworked it.
Leave music.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, like I feel like it's sitting in all the right places and it's doing all the right things and it's rocking. It's good.
Yeah, it's high energy.
Great energy on it.
I think Raham did mention the sidechain, and I kind of agree. Well, that part sounds good. There was. Maybe during those parts, like the breakdown sections or something, it doesn't need to be drastically. Oh, hey, Fred's here. Hey, what's up, Fred?
Hey, Mio.
Yeah, I think it's in a pretty good spot. It sounds like it kind of to me sounds like a remix that you stripped the stems out of. Like it sounds like it's missing that main focal point. I know that we have the lead thing, da, 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 and then the column response, and that's cool. But even if it's just a little vocal hook or like even just a one-liner thing that you kind of play with throughout the track, and then you build it up and expand on it in the breakdown, then drop back in. I don't know. I feel like that would maybe take it to the next level, in my opinion. But yeah, the mix sounds pretty good. I think like the side chaining could be a little bit more in your face. But besides that, it sounds good. So good job, and we're gonna move on. Pitbull. Wow, Pitbull. International Love featuring Chris Brown. I'm assuming that's Tactical Nuke remix. Okay, this is definitely the first time we've had a Pitbull song.
Went from Mr. 305.
Mr. 305. Okay, that bass note is wrong right off the bat.
International. So international. You can't catch me, boy. I'm overseas at about 100 deep for show. Don't test me, boy. Cause I ran with the best.
Mr. Worldwide gets me every time. Okay, the bass line is not playing the right notes. If we listen to the piano chords and the bass line. Oh my god! That kick drum. That is so loud.
The saturation is real.
Oh my god, that's intense.
And I feel like that's not fair. Although, if I'm looking at the waveform right now in the clip, there's a story to tell there. And the story is one that needs to be potentially back to the drawing board. And
yeah. There's a lot of stuff happening, and they all kind of feel like they're doing their own thing. I think maybe stripping it down and trying to find the good elements and reinforce those. I feel like the biggest thing right off the hop was when you're playing those chords and then you bring in the wrong bass note. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me.
Please don't play it again.
Down everywhere. It is I can't pronounce in the places on the road.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, that is an appropriate name. My ears just got nuked. My fucking ears hurt so bad. Alright. So maybe the next song up from this, please. Listen, this isn't my show. I'm guest opinion, guys. So. But maybe try something different. That's my constructive comment.
I think it's the kick when that kick drum came in, and like it just was very loud, and it's very loud. Yeah.
That's not bullying. Bullying is what was just played. Okay, it's not always just what I was on the receiving end of something. I got pushed first. Okay, can't call us a bully. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Oh my god. Anyway, okay, so practical takeaways, because I'm not sure who this person is. I'm not sure what stage of their production career they're at. But the chords were the chords in the bass line not in the right key right off the bat. That's not gonna work. So gotta look more into what chords you're playing, figure out what the root note of each chord is, and try to play the correct bass note to reinforce the root note of the chord. And then, yeah, the loudness stuff, and that's kind of why I lost it, was just because that kick drum just, and then...
it hurt, genuinely.
Yeah, I have my headphones up a little too loud, I think.
I mean, and I'd have taken mine off at this point.
Anyway.
Just in case, if you hit that space bar by accident, I was like, I'm not going to do that again.
Please don't think we're laughing at you. We just kind of went off on a rant and started laughing. But we all started somewhere. Figure out the bass notes, figure out the chords, go from there. Okay, moving on. Ransom 720 Mass 3.
Is it safe?
This is very dirty. Very short, yes. Okay, there's some cool sounds in here. That snare drum is very small. I feel like the snare drum is holding this drop back the most. Because that's a really nasty sound. I like that. But the snare is just so like...
There's something that's sitting weird about the mix of either the mix or the something's up the way this track is recorded. That is...
Well, I don't think there's any side shading, first of all. Maybe. Hold on, let's... No, there is side shading. See, like, it's kind of lo-fi, but the snare drum doesn't deliver on that lo-fi crunchiness. I think... I know what you mean. There's some issues. I think it's mostly in the bass range. It sounds like you're playing, like, a chord on the bass or something. Yeah, it sounds like there's two notes too low in the register, so it sounds like a chord being played on a bass guitar. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's something cool happening here. So it's just there's something about the recording that it's not. There's some I can't put my finger on it right now. I'm trying to come up with like my brain's trying to work and it's not. The show has been sponsored by PAX.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool sounds and stuff happening, and there's like a grunginess to it. It's just, I think the biggest thing is if the snare was more like a lo-fi, crunchy kind of drum machine distorted snare, then the whole track would all of a sudden take that lo-fi grimy sound to it. But because the snare is this like kind of like, I don't know, Yamaha keyboard sounding snare, it doesn't quite deliver on that grunginess. And there's like a lot of mud. There's like a lot of messiness, and I think mostly in the mid-range, almost like there's too many elements on top of each other. One sec, there we go. So maybe try to simplify a little bit and check out your sub-range. Again, it sounds like there's like the root note and then like a fifth, like 7 semitones up, being played at the same time. That ending. That's a pretty cool sound, that last little tiny snippet.
Is that happening at the end of the show? Are we reviewing one of your tracks?
Can't wait for Fowler and Jetta. I don't know. We can if you want. We could review one of my old tracks, like old tracks.
Was that when your music was better?
Oh, that's funny, and somewhat true. Okay, try to find a better snare. I think better snare and continue writing this. It seems like maybe there's a lot of stuff piled on top of each other in a not beneficial way. But that snare is the biggest thing to me that's holding it back. And then continue writing the track, see where it takes you. Cool. All right. On to Rayhem. Can't wait to shit all over this track.
Westbrook NL.
Huh?
Westbrook NL.
Yeah, this is really good.
This actually. I feel like it's too short for starters. How about that? Let's go there. I wish there was like a whole section that was after this. We can keep going.
Where are the vocals from? That's a good question, and it's going to take probably 30 seconds to get the answer. I'm having a hard time like finding problems. The drums.
It sounds good to me.
The drums, maybe when they first come in. I think it's mostly just that ride at the when you finally bring the drums in. It seems kind of underwhelming. Like
No, I disagree with you.
Fuck you.
Well, because I feel like what's happening here is there's a combination of I can feel there's some stuff that's coming from Fidget. I feel like there's some stuff that's coming from UK Garage, and then it's house music. It's not an aggressive vibe. It's one of those like floaty, like 5 o'clock in the morning warehouse. The windows got the sunbeams coming in a little bit. That's how I'm seeing it.
Okay. I see that as well. To me, that the ride cymbal is underwhelming. I think as soon as I heard that, I was like expecting the drums to suck, but then the drums didn't suck. So maybe that was like a strategic move. But there's just that one cymbal. That's like me being nitpicky. And then like JELO said, just make it longer, like turn it into a song.
Yeah. You gotta finish this up.
Finish it up.
That's strong compliment.
And if the vocals are from an obscure sample pack, then that's fine. It would obviously be better if you found a vocalist, but That's what I always say. Yeah, continue, I guess, is the main feedback on that one. It's great. Okay, let's see. Notes Arcade. The way to submit to this is you go on my Discord channel. It's discord.gg/FWLR music, and there's instructions in there. And if you submit today, we'll get it next week. Okay, so this one is.
I won't be here next week.
No, actually, we'll be in Michigan. Neither one of us will be here.
How are you gonna do the stream?
I don't know if I'll be able to. Unless maybe I could do it from your car on the way to Michigan. Because we'll probably still be on the road at that point. I'll just hotspot to my phone.
Next Friday.
Maybe we'll do it on the road. We'll do a road
have to
trip.
Sit in the front seat. Where are you going to put the webcam?
We'll figure that out between now and Friday.
You're going to mount it on the rearview mirror, and then we're going to have like everyone in the car. Then we should stay silent and have the girls do the review.
Oh my god, we could pump the sound through the car sound system and do the car sound test. All right, we'll figure it out for next week.
Yeah,
we're going down to
it'll
play
be a different episode. Today is a producer, an asshole, and two opinions. But next week it could be something entirely different.
Also, next week we are playing at Grid Life in Michigan, in South Haven. It's a big motorsports festival. Pretty pumped. So if you're around, check that out.
Big pump.
Okay, so Somebody Else by PGX, or the artist is somebody else and the song is PGX. Let's find out. I'm going to say it's probably the song title, That's Somebody Else.
Is that actually the song title, or this is your moment? You're having a moment. Da. Hey, you're having a moment.
Okay, you gotta. You don't have a bad voice, but you gotta melodyne. You have to learn the art of melodyning because they are a bit off pitch. Like that's sharp, and all you have to do is learn how to melodyne. Work on your vocal techniques. Work on practicing in your warm ups and all your skills and stuff. But in the meantime, you can get away with a lot with melodyne. Also, the mic. Hold on. Okay, here on Thought, you can hear the. That's because you're probably too close to your microphone, or you don't have a pop filter. So get a pop filter. Obviously, a better mic is going to be better, but you don't need to go and spend $1,000 on a mic. So get a decent mic, learn how to melodyne, and continue your vocal techniques. Let's keep going.
Now I see I'm not enough for you, so I'll try and search.
So you can fix timing issues, you can fix pitch issues. These are all possible through Melodyne.
Someone else.
Also, this part is way cooler than the previous section where it's like affected and besides some timing issues, this section is like 1,000 times better sounding to me than the previous section.
The progression of the song is great. It's getting better as it goes.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Yeah, like your vocal in this, and yes, Raham, the timing, it kind of sounds like it's off by like an eighth note or something at certain spots, but the vocals in this section are actually pretty cool.
That was like the anti-drop.
What's that?
That was like the anti-drop. It's like here's drums now.
Yeah.
There was like, and I think that's kind of what you were talking about.
Here's drums now.
Right? I'm just saying, before the earlier song that we were listening to that was from Raham that we were saying that was too short. I can't remember the title. Is just call it Too Short. With this song, you were talking about how all of a sudden you weren't liking the quick sound to alert, like, here's the drums dropping, right? And in here there was no signifier at all. Like, I thought it was still building, but then I realized, okay, it's not building. That's actually
the drop.
That's the drop.
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
I think if anything, if I can give any feedback towards this right now, which first is just try to sing and do your own thing. That's not easy, and so good luck. I hope that it turns out the way that you like it more than how you feel that either of us like it or anyone else for that matter.
Yeah,
because it's hard stuff, and so I know like as an artist, like sharing yourself that way it's never easy. So big ups, and then also like everything leading up to the intro of these drums, I felt like was building to something, and so when that something didn't happen, and this is just me, like, who am I? But when that something didn't happen, I felt like it was like, oh no, like, because there was, anyways.
Anticipation that wasn't delivered on, maybe.
That's good that he can speak and I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, like, smooth, like, and here we are, So, yeah, like JELO was saying, to use your own vocals instead of using, splice sample packs or whatever, that is a very brave thing to do. And I think that is something that you need to continue with and work on. Because, again, it's not that you have a bad voice, just the performance was not as good as it could be. And some of that can be fixed with Melodyne. If there's a good performance but the pitch is off or the timing is off, then all you have to do is go in and you love the performance, but this note was a little sharp, you just nudge it back down to the right note, right? Also, when it was super dry, I find that's when it was it was less good. And then once you kind of delayed it out and used it almost more like an effecty kind of thing, it's Westbrook's birthday today. Happy birthday, buddy. Hope it's a good one. Anyway, yes. It's not your birthday. Oh, wow. Way to go. That's a dick move. And then in terms of the drop, yeah, like we were saying, it's a bit anticlimactic. I
know it's
like that's a dope. This little sample section, or not sample section, this little section is really good. But see, when you say search in the second time, you're saying it too early or something. Anyway, continue to work on it. I would look into getting Melodyne and playing around with that, because another thing that can do for you is teach you to sing better, because you can see exactly what you keep doing. Maybe you keep overshooting the pitch that you're reaching for. It's a good learning tool as well. Cool. All right, let's move on.
Was the camera really troubling you when it was up high?
Yeah, because I felt like the camera was aimed at the top of my head.
So what do we look like now?
This is what we
I
look
feel like is it even my head cut off? No, it's not.
No, this is fine. And now we can look at the camera.
Why do you look like you're taller than me? Is it my posture's terrible?
I don't know. Okay, moving on. Are you okay with this angle?
I don't have a choice at this point. It's like, boom, you're at this angle now.
Well, the other angle was like at the top of my head, and now I feel like I can address the people directly. The people. I sound like some sort of king. All right. Vorticity. I think I said it right this time for the first time ever. Avernus. Okay, here we go.
Another instance of something that's too short. We've been sent a whip. Where does it go? What will it do? What will happen? Finish the story.
Finish the story. Yes. One thing that
Which one? Whose headphones? My headphones or Fowler's headphones?
it's hard to say.
What's wrong with my headphones?
I don't know if anything's wrong with the headphones.
What's wrong with my head? Because it's plastic. I didn't take the plastic off.
Okay, I have a
Because
couple.
of the plastic.
You've solved the problem. I have a suggestion.
They're studio headphones. They're not DJ headphones. I've got DJ headphones.
I
It'd be
think
better if
he
I
is
was
messing with you.
No, listen. I'm sensitive. What's wrong with the headphones? What's wrong?
So the sound that goes.
Taking off the plastic slips now. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe it'll be less wide. Now that
Yes,
plastic is.
it's.
Look at. They're not.
You're really bothered by this.
I'm taking it. I feel like it's a personal attack. That's why.
It's from Fred. It's definitely a personal attack.
Yeah. Fuck you, Fred.
I would call them cans. I would call them cans as well. Okay, so the suggestion that I have for this track. That high note, if that could be more distorted and reverbed out over top of the rest of the track when it keeps going. Besides that, it sounds dope. The intro, obviously, it's a work in progress. It doesn't really have an intro. The track doesn't have much of a story, but like Josh said, continue it. Sounds dope. Let's move on.
It's definitely it's very rocking. It's doing all the good things. I'm having a good time.
Yes, agreed. Okay, cool. Westbrook, and would you pronounce that Wilhelm or Wilhelm?
Is it that dude's birthday today?
I don't know. He said it was, but then he said it wasn't. So hard to say. What's up?
Here, Kelly, you'll just class up our stream.
Yeah.
That's all you're gonna do right now. Just do what you gotta do.
Okay. So this one is Westbrook Pressure. Another drum and bass track. Oh, you need the charger? Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. No problem. Okay, another drum and bass track.
Welcome to the stream house. Firstly, stop for a sec. What is the origin? What's the geographical origin of everybody that submitted drum and bass today?
Well,
Like, where are you guys at? Like, for example, who are we listening to right now? Westbrook?
yeah, he's from St. John.
He's from St. John, like Canada?
Like St. John. Like
Well, I don't know how many different St. Johns are on
Like-
planet Earth, but I can claim like I'm geography expert pro.
Like
level
the St.
5000.
John that I am from.
I'm just saying, fuck. All right, yeah. I'm like, hey, look. All right, and what about everybody else?
We're gonna have to wait because there's a delay in the stream. While we wait,
I know you're from Texas. I know. All right. Can I talk for a little bit? I've got some thoughts. So, firstly, a track is super cool. I like the vibe of it a lot. The one thing that I feel like it's missing, and hopefully Fowler doesn't start giggling as soon as I say it, is like effects. It needs and something that is cascading over top of it, like on the higher ends of frequencies. Because while there is, I guess, balance in the mix right now, I also feel like it's so focused on the bass and the low end of the track that it's overshadowing the other elements that should be shining through. Especially when we're talking about the amplitude, the actual volume level of we can call it a vocal. I'm not quite sure what's being said. I feel like that is it's feeling reduced, and it should be, it's shining because it's very cool, and therein lies the rub of what I'm trying to say, is that all the elements of the song sound really cool, and that they're not being promoted enough in the track, and so much attention is happening on the lower end of it that it's taking away from what should be the attention, even the higher ends of the mid range, and also the higher end of the frequency of the song as well. And it's not like I think it could go with new drums, like for example, like give it like a fat ride, but maybe, sure, it can go with something like that, where a fat ride all of a sudden happens, for example, like around 49 bar of this song. That would be kind of cool, but like, I don't know, maybe whether it's white noise or, some types of zips or zaps that are happening, again, higher end of the frequency, that could be used either as turnarounds, or bridges into the next loop. There's something that can happen there, and that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree with this track. So far, everything sounds great. Sound design, the mix, I do agree that there's not a lot happening in the high end, but I would also say that with this sort of track, it's the kind of thing where you could, I could picture being at a festival in the forest, and being okay with listening to this for 16 minutes straight. But you need to give us interesting little, psychedelic kind of zips and trippy stuff.
If you're gonna go into trip territory, if it's worth doing, then it's worth overdoing.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like the last 20% of the track that's always the hardest for me, is going and filling in all those interesting little accents and cool little textural things that are happening and stuff. But this sort of track, it's just, you get kind of into a trance, and you need to play with that a little bit more with the effects. And
could be pads.
Yeah, it could be pads. It could just be little up risers into cool down risers, whatever the hell that word means. That sort of stuff. It just needs to be a little bit more more of a journey, more background stuff and effects, I think. Let's have a listen to the second drop real quick. Yeah, I think even just a ride on the quarter notes at some point, build it up to a ride, and then that would open it up in the frequency range, like you're saying. I also think that the sub range is not there is a lot of focus on the sub, or not the sub, the basses, but the sub range feels a little bit lacking for this style of music. I don't hear a lot of the sub, you know what I mean? That's more of probably a bit of a mixed thing. I think the sub just needs a bit more deepness. But the ride at some point, that could really distinguish certain points, right?
Yeah, that would be a helpful assistant here. Yes. I was asking the question before where all the tracks that were drum and bass, where they were coming from. As someone said that they were from my mom's house, and I've got something in common with them. I'm curious, for example, Westbrook, where are you listening to music? What's happening Like, are you on Mixcloud, for example, digesting mixes? Are you ripping through Beatport? Are you going through playlists on Spotify or Apple Music? And why drum and bass? I'm not asking like this is a bad thing. I'm wondering. I'm curious because for a long time, in, for example, like the late 90s and early 2000s, drum and bass was like the predominant underground music style. Much how I feel like dubstep is that today. But, drum and bass never really went away. And so I'm curious to know, like, is there new stuff that I'm missing that perhaps that you're getting? And if there is, please share.
Hook me up.
Yeah, hook me up.
Yeah, this is great, man. Like, seriously, every single track that you send, it's just surprising how, like, the steps up that every single time you submit a track to this, it sounds much better than the last. So the sound design, everything's great on this. I think you just need to do that last 20% of interesting, I'm in the forest taking a journey sort of thing. And then maybe a ride cymbal to distinguish certain parts. But yeah, there's a lot of really great elements in this. Okay, we're moving on to Ezwin. Here we go, Ezwin. Westbrook.
2 weeks ago, when we listened to Ezwin track, that was the track that had a bit of like that Wolfgang classic electro vibe. Okay, I remember this music.
Yes, Ezwin is also going to be at Grid Life. Actually, I bought a bunch of camping supplies and shipped it to Ezwin's house so that he could bring it to us.
Oh, for the festival next week.
Yeah, for the festival, yeah.
Wait, Westbrook, I'm just reading your comment right now. YouTube and Mixcloud, okay. All right. And that you found D&B in the early 2010s and just became infatuated with it and started making my own. All right. That's fucking cool. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I got to hang out more on YouTube. I know it. Everyone keeps telling me that.
Are you still using the old interface that I gave you? I'm interested because I used that thing for years. I'm going to steal your supplies. My supplies? Oh, no. Okay. Don't. Yeah, because Foy's and Cody's also, he's from Moncton, like New Brunswick. He's flying to Chicago.
Right.
And then they're meeting us there, along with one other pit crew member.
Good.
Okay, we're going to have a listen to Ezwin's Affinity. And he said, this one is a while back and have updated a bit. I still don't have a section between the intro and drop. I treat the two sections as separate parts. They're not meant to connect directly.
I don't have a section between the intro and the drop. So what happens?
I guess we're going to find out. It looks like it trails out and then the drop starts. Maybe he's not yet decided how to get from here to here. That's my guess. Okay, so my immediate thought is that the lead is very subdued in the mix. It kind of sounds like a background element when it should be a lead element. Also, the chords seem a bit dense in the low end, like too many notes too close together in the low end. Because there were some chords you were playing and it was kind of muddy in the bottom end. I think you should make the sub range just the one note and then move. I think you just have like. The chords are too dense low down, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What did you think of this so far?
I mean, you cut it off before I could get involved.
Well, technically, I didn't cut it off before we got involved. But okay, let's get involved with the next part. Sounds like you should do a track with Fred.
I mean, I was about to say, and it's funny because I don't know if Fred's still in the stream right now or not, but, man, if you took what is essentially the musical aspect out of this second part, this drop, and ran with all the low end stuff and all the drums, I mean, it's hitting really nicely.
So, are you saying that the musical stuff is
No, I like it. I'm not. I don't. It's not about me not liking it. I'm just thinking. I'm being selfish.
okay?
So I'm just talking about for my own flavor. Like, if there was something that was a stripped down, minimal version of this and the drop, this would be fucking running.
Right,
Like-
and then you could also layer more tracks on top of it if it wasn't so musical. Like
It's how I like to DJ. I know, that's just my thing.
Right.
But,
Okay,
but I like what's happening.
okay,
here,
let's keep
obviously,
going.
so.
Let's hear the whole thing.
Okay. No, why'd you stop it, Fowler? What's wrong with you? Fowler, do me a favor. Drop it into the middle of the first section again.
Here.
Just sure, right there, Russ. Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You sound like you
want-
got something on your mind. Let's
Okay.
hear it.
Welcome to A Producer, an Asshole, and Two Opinions. This is what my thoughts are. Eswin. With this. Firstly, there's something really dope happening here, and the big problem is not that it's missing. I don't feel like it's missing any elements. If anything, like I just talked about, if again, this is my own personal taste and what I would be looking for. So, whatever the fuck that means, something stripped down would definitely be really cool. I'm liking the breakdown that starts happening at the 73 marker here, which is I guess the second section, and I'm feeling like that breakdown is maybe the song intro as well.
That's why I tried to, when it was getting to the end, I tried to put it just to see what it sounded like.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So
I was thinking the same thing.
Are we
Yeah.
again?
Yes.
Boy, isn't that weird? So we're talking about that because if it dropped into what's happening at like the 41 marker, I feel like, yeah. Especially if it didn't drop with all of those high-end musical elements that I was talking about. Maybe that's something that you could build into after a big turnaround, after it's been running for, 30 seconds or so. Just that it builds into it, so that if you're really loving those elements, for example, you don't want to lose them, but you're looking on where it could go. That's the type of song arrangement structure that I would recommend. I would recommend that the second breakdown would happen, and that look at already some fast editing is going on from Mr. fucking Wizard. Look at you.
Yeah, so here's and one thing that I thought was halfway through this drop section, I kind of felt like it was just kind of doing the same thing. So maybe the idea of being super musical and progressive up to a certain point, then dropping into a stripped down version for half of the drop, then bringing the musical stuff back in halfway through the drop.
That's right, but then keeping the drops minimal, which would give a cool energy to this track. And then building into the musical elements, which would bring it back to the breakdown, or what would be the intro. The intro is the breakdown. The breakdown is the intro, right? And that breakdown obviously is leading back into the drop, and you can drop it 3 or 4 times like that and make it really hooky. And so there you go. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the way to go. Having that first section, like I liked what the lead was doing, but I don't know if I would miss anything from the first section.
It's very well. At one end, it's very musical. Bravo! It's also very busy. So if you're looking for that, super orchestral vibe, that feels like there's like 10 different players happening at the same time. Then yes, go for it. Either which way, there's something dope happening here. Thank you. You're wicked.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Moving on. In Adzi, the FSB DG apologies. Okay, everything about that was hard to say. Here we go. What? Oh.
Too late, it's already better. It's all I can live with. How do you smile while your teeth spill with lies? I don't know how it sounds, but I'm not reliving your cheap repentance. These scars are healing, and I know how you try. Forgiven. You're not forgiven.
Okay, this is really good. The
Wow! Like, first, is that original vocals? Like, what's happening here?
Hopefully,
what
we'll
am I
find
listening
out.
to?
I'm not sure if this In a Days person is in the chat or not. We'd love to know if this is original vocals. The snare is underwhelming. I think sidechain to the snare. It doesn't sound like you've sidechained to the snare. I think this would benefit from the snare being sidechained. And also, I don't know, it just, when the snare hits, it doesn't really punch me, It just kind of sounds like it's happening in the background. What do you think? Do you feel the same way?
I don't know. Right now, all I have to say is that I'm curious about the origins of stuff, because if we're listening to, for example, samples or something, then it's cool. But if this is someone that's actually singing, they've done the production as well, this is really something else. This is really something else.
Okay, well, let's keep going. I don't know if they're in the chat, so we may never know.
You're not forgiven.
Like, is that them? Is that insane? I want to know. I have questions. I have questions. Why are they not in the chat?
Are they in the Discord?
Where are they? Are they somewhere else? Okay, are they able to hear me?
I don't
Firstly,
know. Oh no!
Fucking bravo! It's fucking, this is wicked.
Oh no!
And I'm not quite sure how I would. I'm not. This is. I almost want to call this alternative electronica. Is that maybe the right way of looking at this? I don't know, but.
Oh, they're on YouTube. Sorry, we can't see the YouTube chat.
I can.
Oh, can you pull it up?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to go onto your YouTube. I mean, I've got my volume killed on this.
Just stream it and then mute it, and then we can watch the chat. Yeah, let's find out. It's right there.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow, I feel like we've missed tons of comments. Okay. Oh, Moy's here as well. I'll chat. I'll comment after.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading.
Oh wait, they migrated to Twitch. Now they're in Twitch.
Okay. Yes.
Signed by DG. Okay.
Who's DG?
I'm not sure, but they're a great singer.
Someone named DG. I'm asking because like there was a point like it's as if I'm supposed to recognize who that is.
Well, they didn't say the originals are sang by DG.
Hard Grax asked, "Who is this guy blessed?"
This is JELO. Welcome to the show. All right, let's listen to the rest of this track because I want to hear it.
Too late, it's already dead. It's all I can live with. How do you smile? Why your teeth spill with lies? I don't know how it sounds, but I'm not reliving your cheap
I'm gonna reply.
repentance. These scars are healing, and I know how you try, and I know how you cry. Out of your mouth, while your teeth spill with lies, and I'm not reliving cheap repentance. You're not forgiven. While your teeth spill with love. Out of your mouth, out of your mouth.
Yeah, I think
The best crack dealer you've ever dealt with.
I just think the snare could be a bit better. Like that's such a cliche piece of feedback to give, but that's really everything else is awesome in this. Especially the fact that it's original vocals and shit. Like this has real legs. I think the snare could just really. That's the only thing kind of holding it back from hitting me a bit harder is driving the beat a bit louder. Like the snare just sounds like it's kind of in the background.
I like it overall, so I'm just don't
Yeah.
really have it. Thank you.
Yeah, everything. It's missing the snap. Yeah, exactly. Like Fred said. Okay, yeah, that's great. It's very good. But yeah, snare, and that's it. Render and sender, baby. Okay, industry. So this is a guy that we're playing at Grid Life with, and he sent a track called Yada. Let's have a listen.
Nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we got. That's what we got to say about that. At least that's what I know. It feels like you were saying the same thing. So
It's really good.
I hope I get to hear that on a really super big system and not in my big
Cans.
massive cans that are on my head.
If I had to nitpick, and I will because I have to. It's that when the kick hits in this section, it kind of sounds like it's tickling the taint of the limiter a little bit too much.
What?
Do you know what I mean? Like I can.
No.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it. Like,
I know you do.
Yeah, it's
There's
kinda
that
like-
big tell.
I don't know. I just feel like I could hear flutter from like flutter from the
We're gonna close this up after to make a song called Taint Liquor.
Also, one thing that I will say is that the track was good until it got to the drop, and then it was great. So like these sections.
Oh my god, this is okay. So the non-DJ has something to say about the intro.
Yeah.
Okay, he's literally just discovered the art of mixing like a month and a half ago or so, and when that started happening, it's like there's an unlock going on, but he still gets frustrated by these things known as intros. So don't sweat him.
But also maybe just take it as a grain of salt, and fuck you. I don't know. You don't agree that like when it got to the drop, we were both like, "Wow."
But that's the whole point of the drop.
I know,
is
but
to get
up
to that
until
place
the
where you're saying
drop-
the wow, right? So it's not the same as like you could just hit them right off the get go.
I'm not saying.
I know you're not. I'm saying you could just hit them right off the get go. You can go that route also, and sometimes that's a good vibe. I mean, like, okay, like.
Yeah,
I mean, I did that with that. What's up? It just sounds like someone's like just went right to fifth gear with a gas pedal and just like fuck it, right? Like that. Honestly, that's
coming from somebody who doesn't drive a manual transmission.
there you go. Exactly. So, but it
That would be a bad idea, but yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like it just felt like a little dull or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't think you should go right full throttle from the get go or anything. I just think that it could be a little bit crispier leading up to it. But you know what? It's not
Gecko.
worth it. So let's just move on. It's not worth arguing with you about this.
I'm not. You don't have to argue. Oh, is that what we're doing? Is that what this is?
This is our first fight.
I can't wait to make up with you.
It's dope. I also another thought that I had, and again, take it with a grain of salt. When you went to the the breakdown, I was ready for it to go like one more round of harder.
I mean, it could hit with something like a sustained distortion note or something for a sec as well.
I don't think when that happened, I was like, no, I'm not ready for the breakdown. Like, give me more.
There's a lot of attitude on this, and that's what I'm liking a lot. Is that it's a very like it has the fuck you get out my way vibe.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think you could probably do one more round and just go even harder, like push it a little bit harder before the breakdown. And that was just my gut, like immediate reaction when it went to the breakdown. I was like, no, I want more of that drop, you know. But overall, it's dope. And
I don't drive.
Yeah. Putting your car straight into fifth gear is not going to be a good.
My car is automatic because that way it's easier to make out with people while you're driving.
Oh, okay, you're right. Is that why it also has 4 doors?
Well.
I'm not going to complete that saying. All right, great job, industry. I'm excited. I want to hear that at Grid Life. So I'm definitely going to make sure to catch your set.
Sign me up.
At, I think, 3 a.m. in the arcade or something?
I think I saw 12.
Oh, 12. That's much better.
I don't know. I've memorized the schedule. But that's because there's not like 1,000 people playing, which is cool.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Be like, okay, I can make sense of this. I can commit to these sets.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Instead of be like...
There's not 12 stages.
Yeah, you have 1,000 names. You'll see them all.
Simultaneously. There's like stages all around. None of them playing the same style of music.
Earbleed.
Okay. All right, moving on. This one is by Ice... You try to say that. Can you try to say that?
Icyab?
Icyab. Wow.
Icyab?
That's very cultured. I feel like you added a cultured twist to the
I do live in Toronto with over 150 different cultures here.
That's right.
You better get with the program or else.
Okay. Who are we most excited to hear live? Well, right now I'm thinking industry because I want to hear that track. But I'm also really pumped Kavinsky and Joyride, obviously. I don't know. There's a lot of really great people in the lineup, so it should be a good time. Okay, we're going to take a listen to the GTA 4 theme DMB remix. I don't know. DX slapper. Okay, this doesn't feel like drum and bass to me, but that doesn't matter. I don't know. I feel like the sound design is a little... It could be more interesting. That bass sound is kind of comical. I don't know. Only when it does this thing.
It sounds like a bass sample out of like an Apple folder.
An Apple folder?
Like an audio like unit folder.
I see.
That comes down with GarageBand. It's not really for me. I'm not quite sure what it is. I will say this is that it feels like it kept leading to something, but it's not getting,
didn't quite get there.
It's not getting to wherever it's.
I think
that's the point. And if it is, if that's the expression.
It's in the original. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto 4 was, I think, PS3.
This is a remix
of the Grand Theft Auto theme. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right. I can see if I'm saying Net Felix 76. I use GarageBand. I just made a whole album in it. It's not that. It's just that, I mean, maybe because I'm so familiar with a lot of the sounds, the stock sounds that come with the app, that I felt like that was like a bass note that I'm familiar with, or at least it has that vibe, something along that would fit like that. But I'm not necessarily dissing that as a DAW or a workstation in any way.
No, it is pretty impressive what you have done with it. Okay, after that touching moment, we're going to move on. I think that bass sound kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Objectively is too loud. And has that cello thing been going the entire time? Maybe give us a bit of a break from that sound. Okay, if you're gonna do cool, wacky stuff with your bass, we still need a sub bass to anchor the bottom end. There's not much happening in the sub range when you're going up and playing those high notes, so that's something you gotta solve if you're gonna do wacky high note kind of things with your bass. And also, I think it could use some top drums, maybe some drum and bass loops cut up, rearranged sort of thing. But yeah, I think overall, if it's a remix of the theme, I'm not familiar with the theme. I played Grand Theft Auto 3, I think, mostly. San Andreas, I don't know which one that was. But yeah, you always got to take a look at what's happening in your sub range, especially for bass music. So when you're going up and you're playing those higher notes, make sure that you somehow are still providing that sub range to it. Okay, let's move on. Coturb lights. Is there side chaining? It doesn't sound...
I mean, on the kick drum there is.
Maybe a little. I think maybe the bass is
the rest
side-chained.
of the percussion is buried or lost or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the percussion in this song, but it feels like it's not coming through to what could be its full potential.
Yeah, like I think the musically what's happening with it, it's all uplifting and super happy and hopeful. But production wise, I feel like the drums are getting buried underneath. Like you got all this bright. It almost reminds me of Starship. What's that band called? Starship Amazing or something like that. It's
Peace
kind
out,
of.
industry.
Oh, see you, man. Anyway, there's lots of really cool bright elements, but the drums aren't driving. That ARP is kind of driving the mix. Like we don't have the thick kick with the thick sub bass providing the foundation. Normally, always just question.
I know. Sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear on that. And I don't think that when it comes to music, there are, I suppose, frequency rules that need to be followed, and math for sure. If you're trying to get a sound to a certain place, for example, for some labels that they'd want a certain idea or a certain vibe, there's such thing as, for example, for pop music, there's definitely formulas to follow if you want to land on radio. And I'm saying this only because ultimately when it comes to music, in my opinion, there really are no rules. You do stuff that you like, you don't like. And us sitting here, I'm definitely speaking on Nick's behalf. This is just opinions, from both of us.
Oh yeah.
So
I think the way I look at it is there are kind of established rules, and it's important to understand why those rules are in place. But then once you understand them, you can break them effectively. You know what I mean? Like there's rules because some people don't understand how waves interact with each other, kind of like the sub bass, the sub separation, the side chaining stuff. But if you understand why those kind of rules are there, then you can go around them in a meaningful way. With this, I just don't think the side chaining is providing. Okay, so there's kind of two different ways to sidechain, or two different reasons. There's kind of like the utility reason that you find in rock music, pop music, maybe on the radio when the DJ talks and it ducks the music down. There's kind of the sidechaining that just makes room for stuff. But then there's also the sidechaining that's like the dance music pump effect, that's giving us the up and down pumping effect. And those are kind of two different things. This isn't giving me that pumping vibe. Like, so what I would do if I was this person is I would strip back the whole track to just the kick and the sub bass and get that's like the foundation for this style of music, right? Get the kick and the sub bass to sound correct with each other so we have a nice groove going, it's nice and solid in the bottom end, and then start bringing in the elements one at a time and mixing them in appropriately. Because right now, like I said before, it's the arpeggio thing seems to be driving the mix, when I feel like the kick drum and the sub bass should be moving the mix and everything else is complementing that. I don't know, do you agree with that?
yes.
Okay. Like the stuff between the drops sounds great. Like this, what's happening here sounds great to me. Yeah, so again, we have this kind of situation where we're building up to something, but when we get to that something, it doesn't quite deliver on what you've built us up for. And I think it's because there's so many of the same elements that are in the build, and then you give us the drop, which is basically the build up with the kick drum. What just happened?
I moved the table.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you have your build up going, and then you basically add like the kick drum, and now we're at the drop, but you haven't really changed a whole lot except gave us the kick drum. Does that make sense to you? Like if you listen right before the drop, and then
Yeah, it's definitely not a strong hit.
yeah, and I think the fact that you have so many elements just trailing over from the build into the drop, that's not gonna help.
I don't think white noise is going to be the thing that fixes it.
No, I think it's the production of the drop.
It's not an effects thing.
No, it's more the production, and maybe
There's no punch on that drum.
yeah.
Let's just say it the way that it is. That there's no punch on it, and as I was saying before, it sounds like the rest of the percussion is somewhere else.
The next room over.
It's not where it's supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. There's a lot of great melodic stuff. It's very upbeat. I think you've got the top register of this song fairly sorted out. You got to put some time into getting the bottom end nice and thick and solid so we feel like we're submerged in it as opposed to just kind of sitting on top of it. Okay, we're getting down. Let's see. This one's called Painless Demo.
Where are we at? Like, how many more tracks do we have?
4.
Four.
Oh, actually 3.
There's 3 more after this.
No, 2 more after this.
This is the third. This is like so.
This is the third to the last.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're laying down.
There's 2 more after this, and there's 1 more after the one that comes after this.
Okay, bro, Chacho.
No more sorries, no more pain, no more.
Okay, why did we get these vocals halfway through the song? I feel like if you're going to do the vocals, we should lead with the vocals, drop, go to a breakdown, bring the vocals back in. I do remember this one from either last week or the week before, and the lead was way too loud, and now the lead is only a little too loud, so I think that is progress. I don't know do you remember this one at all?
I don't think this is from our session at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have a tough time critiquing this track personally.
Is that right? Why is that?
It's just not my thing.
Okay.
Yep, it's not
Okay.
for me. The production sounds like it's doing okay stuff. You know, it's not like stuff is sitting out in a weird way. I'll tell you what, that comb filter that happened around the 17 mark as like the fill before the drop, I like that.
Yeah, the fill is too quiet though, eh?
It definitely
Yeah.
can go, but it stood out enough that I was like, oh, cool, that sounds fun.
Yeah. I think, and you can see it in the waveform too. If you look at the waveform, like not to say there shouldn't be a dip right before the drop, but like it almost drops down to nothing and then kicks back on. So I think that comb filter thing and the little drum fill, those could be up quite a bit. And
Is that what this genre is called? It's called future bounce. Is that what this is?
I don't know. I don't even try to keep up with the
Because
genres.
it's funny. Like honestly, to me it just sounds like big room.
I think big room is too umbrella term. You have to get more specific if you want to be cool.
I'm not cool anymore.
I think big room contains about 100 different genres now. Just like main stage, or what is that? What Electro House is?
I'm trying to recover from the fucking statement. So
Oh God.
That's it for me.
What's that?
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the genres?
Well, I'm not cool enough, so.
Ah, yes. That's okay. We don't have to be
you.
cool. Okay, we'll take a listen to the second drop. I still think that the lead is too loud. Not hugely too loud. I think it's a lot better than it was last time, if my memory serves. Okay, let's take a listen to the second spot. What?
Were those sounds made, do you think? Those are made sounds?
The barfy sounds? Probably not.
No.
I don't know. I think he's in the chat. Fowler, do you think switching up from bar 37 to 40?
Sorries, no more pain, no more us for you to blame. Just our song.
See, to me, the vocals, he's asking about the vocal, he or she, I don't know. They are asking about the vocals in the breakdown. And to me, they just come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, this song has vocals. You know what I mean?
That was something that was on my mind when it, like, so that's for me, again, is this an original track? Is it a bootleg? Is it a remix? I'm not quite sure. And is Nitro doing the performance? Is Nitro doing the singing?
I am not sure. That's a question for Nitro, I guess. It's OG.
Okay, so firstly, that's dope. And so the vocals are, is it someone else? Is it you?
Sorries, no more pain, no more
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's cool. Grab this from Spice. Wicked. I mean, they definitely sound well produced.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, like it feels like it works in the track. It doesn't feel like it was just randomly grabbed.
To me, it felt random when it came in halfway through the song.
So I mean, it could go with some intro vibes. I mean, you could pull pieces of the phrase and spike them throughout the track with little stabs here and there. You know, add a bit of a, you know, an echo, so there's a bit of a trail off of that stab, so it creates a rhythm that's actually going with the track, like an eighth note signature or something, that make it, just give it like a bit more of a coast. So if you don't want to drop the full phrase of the singing, I'm agreeing with Nick, but not all the way, maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree with you all the way, because I just think that the vocals. So take that. I just think that the vocals just came out of nowhere. Like they're like, oh, you know what I mean? I think that, yeah, tease us with the vocals or have the full on vocals or something before halfway through the song.
Literally random splice.
The vocals feel kind of generic. I do agree with that too. See a tree. I do agree with the vocals. Like, the track was working without the vocals, so maybe why involve splice?
3-2-2-1 piece.
Yeah, I agree. Like, why even include the splice vocals at that point? I don't think it's doing anything for the song, to me. I think the strongest part of the song is the melody. The melody is great, and the production sounds good as well. I would just ditch the vocals or go and get some original vocals if you want it. I don't think this track needs vocals, personally. I think the melody is strong enough. Yeah, for the sake of like not including splice vocals, I would just get rid of them and turn the little turnarounds, make those much louder, and then it sounds pretty good. Turn the lead down a bit. I think that I think like Raham said, the synth is kind of singing anyway. I think you got everything you need there. Get rid of the vocals and just touch the mix up a bit, and I think you're good. Cool. Okay, getting down to the last couple. We got Nat Felix Fractures remix. Okay.
Girl, I got no words, cause you always make me smile. You can take the pain away of mine, left a mile. Hope you stick around for me, or maybe just a while. Just to watch me bleed a little, left my heart about. Hold on, baby, just a minute, I can go on. Girl, you got me finished, I was so wrong. You should make me live it, I was down for you.
Oh my god, that is the tiniest snare I've ever heard in my life. I don't even mind, like, I like that snare.
So, I like the idea of the song, but it's supposed to be super bass focused, and the bass line itself is dry.
You mean the fact that there's just like this pure kind of sine wave sub bass and then nothing and
I'm
then
I'm not talking about like the note arrangement on the line itself. It can be just one sustained note. I can handle that. I'm just saying it just sounds like it's like super dry. It's not been processed. It's like a sound, and it's kind of sitting in a weird buried way in the mix.
Yeah, I wonder if you did like you mixed that sine or the bass with white noise, sent it through distortion, and had like a whoa 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 with the white noise adding a bit of crispiness or distortion to that sound, like Raham says, a tiny bit of fuzz.
Oh wow. Okay, so this is actually the dudes in the track right now. And so I guess you gave the feedback on the last track. Was that when we were together, or is that just Fowler?
I also don't know what too big means.
I guess the feedback was that maybe the bass was too big, and now he's saying that now we're like it's too small.
I like it dropping into this like this. It's a strange vibe. Like it feels very almost like an alien world kind of thing. And I like the tiny snare. I think it might. At some point, you might have to like come in with a bigger snare, but I do wonder if you just had that sub bass with an envelope and bringing like the volume envelope going whoa 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 whoa, and had a little bit of white noise and sent it through some overdrive or distortion to get that kind of crispy like whoa 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 sound. That might be enough to set it off. Also. Try sidechaining to that tiny snare the exact same as you would to the kick. And that's almost even more cheeky because now you're like sidechaining as if it's like this huge snare, but it's like this tiny little dink. And I think that would be a dope. Then you're really leaning into the tininess of the snare. You're really showcasing like this weird tiny little snare thing. I think that would be really cool. Like basically. Get a more colorful sub bass sound and then sidechain to that tiny snare, and I think that this would be a way better job. There's kind of a lot of notes happening at this section. I can't even really tell what chord is being played. I changed the part after the drop in a new version, which I uploaded to the... Okay. Didn't feel it. Okay. 1 sec. Okay. Oops. I guess it's this one. This. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Super Saw either. I don't think it's even worth trying to save. I feel like we just got transported to the medieval times.
It's maybe the most different of all the tracks that we've listened to today. I don't mean that in a bad way or a good way. I'm just saying like I'm not quite sure
What's happening at this point?
what it is or where it would go. As soon as I was about a minute into the track, I'm like, I don't even know what genre this is. Like where does this land?
Yeah.
Electronica.
It's definitely out there.
Okay, listen.
It's definitely unique. We would definitely say that. I like this second drop too. I think
UDM.
UDM, unique dance music. Does that imply the existence
not?
of GDM, generic dance music?
I mean,
I feel like we have a lot of GDM out there.
wow, the shade. There's no sun here. The light is gone.
That is the
Left the
meanest
rib.
thing I've ever said. I think the strengths of this track are the interesting drops. The parts leading up to it and in between are I'm not a huge fan of.
Whatever those notes are, the higher end chopsticky. I don't know what that is. Whatever
Pluck.
those plucks. Yes.
That?
Okay.
The acoustic guitar?
That's the breakdown. I actually in the track.
Oh.
It reminds me of this track from The Police. I think Synchronicity Part 1. Is that what track this is?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. I'm serious.
Anyway, I would say my biggest suggestion would figure out this drop, this first drop, get the sub bass a bit more texture to it.
Lute.
It's a lute.
What's that?
They're talking about this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I said it sounded like it got transported.
That's the name of the instrument. That it is.
Yeah,
is a lute?
yeah. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
It's not a piano.
No. Anyway, yeah, I would try side chaining to that snare, lean into the tininess of the snare, and also try to make the sub bass a little more colorful. Okay, we're on to our last song. Look
at this giant session we've all been a part of together.
Yes, we've gone
We've
over.
been hanging out, all of us, for almost 2 hours. It's good to be friends.
It is good to be friends. I'm going to normalize this because it's quite small. Okay, Oreo Nick.
I like Oreoonic. That's fun. I do.
Internet friends.
Okay, hold on for a second. I didn't say it before, but NetFelix76, thanks for sending stuff, and keep up the dope work.
Yes, agreed.
Genuinely, like it's good to have stuff come on where I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and it's gonna resonate with me regardless, because getting that surprise is always welcome.
Yeah, I would much rather listen to the weirdest shit ever than another GDM track.
I'll say this, is that if there is no conversation about your music, then that's a statement on its own, right? So if people are talk about it still, then regardless of if they're saying great things or things, or for like where I was saying, for example, I'm not quite sure what this is. or I might say something like, if I don't like it, I would say, well, this isn't for me. I don't have to say to someone I don't like this, like, as if it's not good. That's something. I mean, with the exception of, I thought we were being trolled. If we were to rewind back, actually, earlier when we first started streaming, it was the second or third track in where I had to take the headphones off. Because I was like, did someone submit something to fuck us up? Is that like they'd be like, yo, these guys, fuck these guys, and then send this track, and it's Saturation City.
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of I don't know. Everybody starts somewhere. If I were to listen to the stuff I made in high school, you probably have to take off your headphones too, right? Like,
I mean, if you listen to the stuff I made yesterday, you have to take off your headphones.
yeah, but that's why, regardless of how good or bad the track is, I always try to at least find some things, some useful feedback. Stuff that maybe is a strength or a uniqueness, and some constructive criticism. But maybe I'm sure every once in a while we'll probably get somebody troll, and that's fine. Okay, let's listen to this last track. I really enjoyed the intro, and now let's listen to the next part.
Oh shit. This drop sponsored by PAX.
What's that?
Smoke them if you got them.
Oh.
Mixed really well with Flight.
What's that?
That mixed really well with Flight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this track is really nice. It kind of reminds me.
Great way to close the stream, man. Like,
yeah,
straight
no
up.
kidding.
That was nice.
It seems like something that it seems like the soundtrack to like sitting on your bed and contemplating something terrible that you've done.
I feel like my soul is cleansed after listening to this. It's the kind of thing like if I was getting a massage and I was like in a spa, that would be great. That's how I feel. Or like in a hotel lobby, you're like it's this vibe.
Oh, like down south at a resort, and they like spritz like citrusy stuff.
Go, you good thing.
Honestly, I think that it could be mastered a little bit louder because it is like this is after I've normalized it. Like it's not the type of track you want to master right all the way to the tits, but like at the same time, that is very, very, very quiet. So just even pushing it up until you're just barely tickling the limiter, you know, then maybe
You're back there, right? Taint liquor.
tickle.
Okay.
Tickle.
Tickle, licking.
Tickle the
Got
limiter.
lots of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides that, it's great. I think it just needs to be a bit louder overall, so that when we listen to it, we don't have to turn our volume up. You know. Yeah, I guess that's just a saying that I use. If you push something to the tits, it's just like you're like really cranking it, you know. Straight to the tits.
Right.
That's you know, all laughs aside, that's probably pretty much what I'm trying to say.
He's trying to say that he's into the taint, and that's okay.
That is okay.
It's fine.
Yes.
Not my taint
No.
yet.
Dream on. All right. Those are some very interesting tracks. It's always totally unique and different every time we do this. So thanks, JELO, for joining us for this journey.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody that submitted, and thanks everybody that hung out with us and had a listen, had a laugh. It's always a good time. If you want to take part in these streams and you want to submit your own music for us to listen to and provide feedback on, hop over to my Discord server. It's discord.gg/FowlerMusic.
Crackle GD.
What?
Hi.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not was. I'm still here.
Oh yeah.
Unless
still is. Currently JELO.
Yeah, I'm still JELO, but I could leave this stream and be like off camera, and then I'm not. But then I could be like, I'm back.
That made no sense to me.
Well, it did if you were watching.
Okay.
Right in the square, it makes sense.
Oh, in the square.
Right here for you, it doesn't make sense.
I see.
That's okay. You can be this way.
I am this way.
Oh, Moy says he's got a song he wants us to review.
Oh, Moy.
Can we grab Moy?
What's up, R3 Bit Music? Yeah, let's grab Moy's track. Can you post it in? Oh, he posted it. Here we go. We're gonna check out one last bonus track. This is the PAX sponsored bonus track section
This
of the
whole
stream.
show is for me PAX sponsored. I'm a PAX sponsored guy. I'm PAX.
Oh,
I'm PAX.
this definitely looks very mastered. All right, Moy,
Wow.
here we go. How do I join the Discord? It's discord.gg/FowlerMusic, FWLR Music. Somebody post
I'm
it up.
transforming into Spider-Man. I'm gonna crawl this wall of wave.
What?
Look at a wave, and it's a wall.
Oh. Sometimes I worry about you.
Don't be worried.
Is that... That's the chords... Is that the chords from his remix of... Or, no, Metal? Wayfarer. Is it not
No,
Wayfarer?
it's a similarity, but it's not the same.
Are you sure? Okay. Victory Too Soon. That's what it was. Remix of Victory Too
his
Soon.
remix.
We are now in the jungle. Yes, believe we are still going, but this is the last song. The Fred chords. Still waiting for that big major chord at the end. Ah, there it is. Oh. I feel like Fred is the only person that can make 5 minutes of 3 chords be enjoyable.
It's really it's my favorite thing that's happened from you in a minute, Moy. Thank you for sending. It was great to listen to.
That was great.
The sound quality is fantastic. Really like all the drums. Especially like how every follow-up clap is a lot brighter. So it's got that cool rhythm that's hitting like once like over here, and then the second time it's hitting a bit higher. It's cool. It's really cool. You probably already know what I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna fucking say it because no one else knows that I'm gonna say it. And that's my favorite part is obviously at the end. Really like what's going on with the bass and stuff, as well as that ARP thing that comes in at the end, which I'm assuming is an ARP, but there's something that's looped that's happening that's really cool. It's like a bell ARP.
That thing? Yeah.
Fuck semi-stems. I would smash a remix of this. It's cool. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even know. In theory, I don't know how you can make 3 chords, and yes, the occasional 4th chord in there. And I think maybe that's what it is. We keep waiting for that 4th victorious major chord at, when it finally goes to that. Maybe you keep teasing us with that and you deliver it every once in a while. I don't know how 3 chords can take us for 5 minutes without getting bored. It's very, very interesting and impressive. But okay, he's gonna swend you the stems.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're actually going to end this now.
Keep your compression then also, so I can keep the sound in a similar fashion.
There you go. Okay. Thank you again for everybody hanging out. It's been fun. Thank you, Josh, for joining us. And we will see you next week. We're going to figure out how to stream from in the car on the way to Grid Life. I think that's a pretty good idea, I think.
It's definitely
doing a feedback stream from the car, doing a car test, a car mix test.
Right. Should we be all wearing sunglasses, and then we can all be like expats from a Robert Palmer music video with the girls in the back, like Simply Irresistible?
Okay. I was wondering where you were going with that.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do that. And we could also maybe like certain sections when it's building up to a drop, we could all take off our sunglasses right at the drop.
Yeah, I'm happy that you like my my cans. They are from PreSonus, and believe it or not, I have been doing most of my production on these headphones, and they're super light, and they sound really cool, and they're not mind-blowingly expensive, and that's what my review is. So PreSonus, who also are the makers of a DAW called Studio One, which I have, but I haven't been able to get into because I'm doing fucking 12 things at once.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're gonna
Thank
go.
you.
We're gonna go eat.
Thank you.
And I'll see you guys next week from within the car.